Hello and welcome to another episode of Kwesi's Corner with me, the notorious Kwesi. Today we are going to be talking about the incredible Tama Soundworks line of snares that they have available. These ones are made out of Kapur and come in gloss and matte finish. Very, very interesting. You'll see that up next. So in case you guys wanted to know a little bit more about what Kapur was, it's a hardwood found in Malaysia, Indonesia, and in Southeast Asia. It's known for providing a fat, dry tone and very warm at the same time, so it's quite complex, and it's become increasingly popular in drum making today. Obviously people are having to find a lot of, when I say people I mean drum companies, having to find a lot of alternatives because certain types of wood are becoming unavailable, or certain countries have put embargoes on them, and so it's not been possible to, kind of get hold of that. So Kapur wood is one that's come out and it's been used on high-end drums across the drumming world. Now, in my opinion, this is a high-end wood. It's made in a very high-end fashion. But they've somehow managed to, they being Tama, somehow managed to keep the cost down. They've obviously put mid-range kind of hardware on this, but it still sounds like a pro instrument, which again I've been very, very impressed by throughout the Kapur series. I hope this demo will provide you with some insight into what Tama's trying to do here, because the Soundworks Kapur series is really something not to be sniffed at and should be taken seriously, otherwise you get smacked in the lip. So the first of our snares that we'll be reviewing in the Kapur range is the 14x8. Now this is an absolute beast. It features obviously the Kapur wood which is built from, but this is in a gloss finish as opposed to the other two which were in natural matte finishes. Features the lugs in the middle of the shell rather than lugs all over, like top and bottom, so obviously so you've got extra long tension rods, and it features also the sound arc hoops top and bottom of the shell. The sound arc hoops are curved inwards, and they originally featured on the SLP snares when they started making them, so it's a high-end feature that they've brought to a mid-range drum, as it were. What can I say about this? It sings a hell of a lot. It's got G1 Evans on the top. This is what it comes with as standard, and a resonant hazy 300 on the bottom. For a drum so big, it sounds a lot better tuned up. We tried it at lower tensions. It's okay, but maybe it's the head that would need changing before you can take it down there. But once you crank it up a little bit, that particular tension that we put it at really complements what the wood's saying in regards to the fact that it's quite a sharp wood. So you hit that, it's going to resonate quite well around this particular shell. The sound arc hoops really complement the shell in regards to the fact that when you're hitting this, you can really appreciate the rim shot, obviously, depending on how you put your stick, and there's really a disparity between the edge and the center of the snare. In regards to the fact that, when sometimes you would tune up a snare and it sounds, I don't know if any of you have had this, but it sounds almost the same, or not far from the same as it does on the edge. as on the front, as in the middle of the snare, because you basically choked it out. With this, you can actually tune this up quite a bit and it still retains its integrity, so you don't get it just sounding like any old choked drum. It actually gives you still some resonance, even better actually. So yeah, and the fact that it's 8 inches deep, obviously, for a lot of people that's a bonus. So for you rockers out there who want something quite interesting and, you know, to add to your palette that sings, this might be the one. Like I said, I suggest putting a thicker head on there. G1 obviously is a single ply. This is what it's been demoed with, but at the same time, for the price, you're getting a hell of a lot of drum, so. Alright, so next up we have the 14 by 6.5 Kapur Snare. It comes in a natural wood finish. Same sound arc hoops top and bottom, and the same throw off as featured on the 14 by 8. What can I say about this? This one's, I would say, obviously a lot more versatile given the shape and the dimensions, as it were, of the snare. Really good low end. Kapur, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, is quite a dark wood, so you know, it will give you those dark kind of overtones. You know, I'm not talking about just the color of the wood, I'm talking about the actual sound palette that it gives you, the pitch. This, as opposed to the 14.8, like I said, is a bit more versatile, can be used in a variety of settings, still got a really good spank on it. Obviously it's made as the same wood, so, you know, I can't say much different about this, other than, you know, it's a great snare. It's a great snare, very, very sensitive, very, very sensitive indeed. So this also features the same wire set as the 14 by 8. Very versatile, very easy to use, quick to tune, on and off. It sounds great as a general drum with the snare off. Great tones for the price. To be honest, that's a studio friend right there. That won't mess you about. Like I said, the sound arc hoops, just like the 14 by 8, give it that bit of versatility, extra versatility when playing. I personally feel that they create a little pocket of air in between when you're doing rim shots and that, something that you wouldn't get with a standard triple flange hoop, which makes them all the more interesting, and I think my Samsung would agree. So yeah, basically you would see here a very versatile snare for the price. Can't go wrong. It will do you jobs. Again, it features a G1 as standard, G1 coated by Evans. If you want something a bit more beefy, there are other offerings that you can take to get this snare sounding a bit beefy, but try not to get something that would, you know, kind of dead it out too much. But if you did, you know, and you tightened into the max, I'm sure that it would retain its integrity in terms of not choke out so easily. We've cranked this snare up quite a bit before it reached choke point, and that's quite a lot of tension in there. So I'm impressed. Alright, so next up we have the 13 by 7 Kapur Snare, also in natural finish, natural matte finish, as opposed to the gloss of the 14.8. This is one of recent times at Drumshack, the best selling, or one of the best selling snares that Drumshack have in stock. This seems to be going like hotcakes since it came out. Both the price and the sound of this drum has surprised a hell of a lot of people who have come in. So this can be cranked down to mid to lower tuning range and still sound good. Crank it up, that's funk right there. Funk. And yeah, man, this is really a nice number. 13x7, if I'm honest with you, is not a size that really attracts me or would attract me, but this particular snare is really quite interesting. Very versatile. Quite I mean, it's not everybody's cup of tea, 13x7, but it's not just got that kind of pop sound that is synonymous with a lot of popcorn snares. Because of the type of wood it is and because it's so unique, this shape or this particular dimension of snare allows it a certain timbre that is not reminiscent in a lot of 13x7s I've played before, which gives it a very interesting character. Slap my wallet on there, slap a moon gel, slap one of those drum clips on there, slap cat, whatever, and you got a totally different snare. It is that impressive. And again, you can crank this up and it will still keep its integrity. The fact that it's 13x7, nice and deep, but with a small kind of diameter, just gives it that crack, and really the thinness of the actual ply itself really accentuates that and gives it that kind of snappiness and maintains that tone that people like. So hence the reason why it's been one of the best selling over a period of months since it's come in. Like, we've been having to get these in. I had no idea personally that this would do so well, first of all, especially a 13x7, like I said, but it seems to be outdoing the other two sizes at the moment. But again, very impressed with this snare, what it can do, what it's capable of. Awesome sounding drum. I don't use that word a lot because it doesn't fit my vocabulary really, but awesome. Very impressed with this. Thanks for watching. We appreciate your view. If you like, please comment, let us know what you think, subscribe. Are these snares any good? Do you think they're any good? If you don't think they're any good, then why are you commenting on a thing for? Nuts. I'm joking, but let us know your opinion. Is it too dark for you? Is it bright enough? Is it something interesting that you'd be wanting to add to your palette? Talk to us, let us know, so we can be able to tell Tama what's good. Later.